Okay, class, it's time to start solving by elimination review. Now, there's a little bit of a trick to this on problems where we're solving by elimination and we have to eliminate a variable. You can actually just multiply by the number below. Okay, Sam, you're taking your job very seriously. Okay, so here, if this is a -6 or a 6, we can just multiply the top equation by 6. And then here, if that's a 7, we're multiplying the bottom equation by 7. Who's that for? Alex. Perfect. Thanks. Okay, so let's do that, and then let's make a decision about whether we have the right positives and negatives. So let's take this whole entire top equation, and let's multiply it by a -6 or a 6. Doesn't matter. In this case, let's just guess -6.
Sorry,
Don't.
I was filming. Where did we get the 6 from?
So the top equation gets multiplied by this number. So that goes here. And then the bottom equation gets multiplied by this number, which is 7. Does that make sense, Sam?
Yeah, so just the ends.
Yeah, it's basically the opposite. So whatever number this is, we write here. Whatever number that is, we write here.
Fascinating.
Okay, at this point right here, we try to figure out, are we in good shape or not with our negatives? So tell me this, if I had a -6 times 7x, what do I get? -42x. So I want this to be a positive 42x. Will I get that if I have a 7 times a -6? No, so I need to change this to a -7. Now, if that's wrong, it's not a huge deal, but I can show you how to deal with that on the next one. So now what we're gonna do is you have to remember to multiply everything by -6, and then everything here by -7, and then you're gonna rewrite your equations. So take a second to do that.
Where did you change your 7 to a negative so it's not a negative up front?
Yeah, if we didn't change it to a negative, we wouldn't have any cancellation. It would be like a 42x with a 42x. We need them to be opposites. I'll kind of show you that on the next slide here. Okay, so folks, make sure you're listening right now. If I had not changed this to a -7, I would have had a -42x, and would a -42x and a -42x, do those cancel? No. So you just have to make sure that one's a negative and one's a positive. So you're just saying, I need this number times this number to give me an answer such that that number times that number gives me something that they would cancel. All right, so now we're gonna add straight down. What happens with the -42x and
They
the
cancel
positive?
out.
Okay,
Lovely.
a -48y plus 35y, is it -13y? Does that sound right to you?
Yep.
What's 84 plus a -84?
0.
0. Divide by
-13.
y equals 0. Whereas Colton Vivian said -0.
He said that?
Yeah, which he's right about, but
He's also wrong about it at the same time.
he's saying too much.
That's a common theme.
With you or?
With both.
Okay. All right. Now we're halfway done. We're gonna take our y and we're gonna do something that starts with an S. Plus, it's just something that starts with an S. Plug it in. Substitute. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna plug it in. Do you want the first equation or the second?
First.
First it is. I heard the loud voice.
I like to hear it.
Okay, so we're gonna have 7x plus 8, and my y, what do I write y as now? 0, good. Equals -14. That gives me 7x equals -14, because my 8 times 0 is gone. So x equals -2. And we're done. Yep, and we're done. Let's do one more together and then I'll hand out the homework.
It feels like all these are really related. Like they're all really similar with like a few minor differences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome to math, it's full of joy.
And repetition.
All right, remember the trick. I'm saying whatever this number is, I'm multiplying it up here, so I'm gonna multiply by 10. So what number am I multiplying here? 3. Now I heard someone say negative, and they're correct. Okay, Bryce is correct because right now if I did 10 times 3x, I'd get 30x. And right now if I did 3 times 10x, I'd also get a 30x, which I just want opposites. So that's why I have to choose one of these has to be a negative. I don't care which one. Would you want the negative on? 10 it is. Okay, so go ahead and multiply this negative 10 by those 3 and then multiply the 3 by those. So rewrite your equation.
Afton has a question.
Could you just multiply it by like positive 10, positive 3 and just subtract the equation instead? Instead of adding.
Yeah, I find people make mistakes when they do that. I've never taught it that way, although a lot of teachers do. Yeah, you could get them to match and then subtract, but you'd have to subtract this one, subtract that one, and subtract
Yes.
that one, and that's when people make mistakes. They forget to subtract one of them. So I always teach it add, and I always teach have those be opposites, but yes, that does work. All right, so let's go ahead and add down. That disappears. This gives me 24y, and that gives me 240. Dividing by 24, what do we get for our y? 10. Okay, so we're halfway done. Anyone have a preference for which equation we substitute into? All right, plugging into the 10 here, I'm gonna have 10x minus 2 times my y, which is 10, equals negative 20. That's gonna give me a 10x minus 20 equals negative 20. We add 20 to both sides, and that gives me 10x equals 0. Divide by 10, we get x equals a positive 0. Okay, you guys ready for your homework? All right. I would say that's the hardest topic of the day, by far.
This is gonna be the day.
Ms. Kornbauer said she is going to judge the posters today.
I'd rather we dread.
I'm going to the restroom.
Okay.
What? She didn't finish. Bye. She just didn't.
Dude, come on now, chill.
Where would I find?
There's a drawing challenge on the back.
Holy Jesus.
Heck yeah.
Okay, right now people are working on elimination. You can pause the video, and then when I come back, we're going to work on this second topic.
Hey, Ashton.
You be good. Zaire says, "Hey, Ashton."
Dry cash.
I can
chaser.
try.
Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes. Okay, you got 5 minutes to try to get this.
Why is she running? Because she's changing your joke. Because Cash Walsh is in hot pursuit. Can you get decimals?
No.
Damn it.
See if you can find your mistake. If not, I'll come help you. But I did put the answer on the board.
Wait, Sam, did you get a decimal one?
The first one? Why are you so fast?
See if I can find your mistake.
I am done.
I was trying to mess with you, so. That's true art player. You know what's weird? He gets mad when you accuse him,
No, it doesn't though.
and you're like, dude, you have done this to yourself.
Remember, you are on camera.
But only Ashton can see this, and Ashton knows the truth.
Ashton, yeah, Ashton.
Is this about Ashton?
No, you know who Cash is?
Yeah. Is Cash making poor decisions?
Does he say he did?
Cash ever made a not poor decision?
Oh, you're on camera too.
I like it, Gabe.
I think the whole school.
Tomorrow, Gabe comes to school and his tires are slashed.
His tires are cashed. No, there's been a series of weird events.
Mm-hmm.
Have we spoken to him about it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've tried.
You always make fun of him about it.
We're just
Well, yes,
friends.
I do.
It's still ability. You ever have a day where your handwriting is just like super neat?
I think if I care, I write nicely, but if I go fast, I don't. Alexa, off. Yeah. How do we feel about finishing up the prom we're on? Let's go with a minute then. Again, don't start a new problem, just finish up the one you're on. We're gonna move on to our second topic of the day, which I would say is our easiest topic. But our last topic is the most interesting. Okay, all right, come on back. Next topic, finding intersections. Get the problem down, get the two equations down, and then we'll talk about how we'd solve this. And I bet some of you already know. Think about what this question means. Again, we're writing the equations down, and the title of the notes.
Is this due tomorrow, this whole packet?
Yeah. Do you think I'm partially responsible for Ashton's happiness because he gets to go on vacation because I'm recording my classes?
Yes. They would still take him on vacation if you were. Cause it's really like, he's doing it for skiing scholarship.
Oh, okay. All right, so this question is saying find where the two lines intersect, and there's multiple ways we can do this. Let's just talk about quickly what the graph would look like. This is one way you could do it. You could say, hey, Miss Sorensen, can I grab a whiteboard during the final? Graph the two lines, see where they cross. The end, you're done. But let's say you're too bored, not too bored, but too lazy to get up and grab a whiteboard. There's other ways to do this. Well, let's just look at what this would look like. So 2x plus 3 might look like something like that, going through the 3. 5x plus 6 goes through the 6, but it's much steeper, so it's something like that. Something like that.
The
I'm sorry-
intersection point.
Yeah, we're trying to find where the intersection point is. And so we could graph it and then see where they cross, and then you're done the problem. That works. You can grab a whiteboard and do that if you want. But there's another way to do it. It starts with the letter S. It rhymes with Mr. P. Substitution.
That does not.
I know, that's a good point. It doesn't at all. So what we have here is y is equal to this, and y is equal to that. So I'm going to circle the 5x plus 6, which is y, and draw an arrow over here. Or you could literally just think about setting these two equations equal. Okay, so what we're gonna have now is a 5x plus 6 is equal to 2x plus 3. So I'm basically putting that 5x plus 6 into the y value because y is equal to that. Okay, if I'm solving this equation, I want to get all the x's on the right, all the numbers on the left. So I'm going to subtract 2x. This cancels over here, and I'm left with a 3x plus 6 equals 3. What's my next step? Subtract what?
Starts with 6.
Yep, subtract the 6. I get 3x equals a negative 3. Divide by 3. Trace. I'm bilingual. X equals minus 1. Which honestly, if you look at my graph, it kind of does look like it's at minus 1.
Good
So
job.
now we need, thank you. Now we need to find y. And so again, we choose any equation we want, and we're gonna just plug back into it. Which one do you want? The first one or the second one?
Yeah.
First it is. So I'm gonna rewrite this as y equals. I write the 2. And then what do I write for my x now? Negative 1, good. Plus 3. So that's gonna give me a y equals negative 2 plus 3. Y is equal to 1. And I'm done. Which again, it kind of looks like I did it right, minus 1. I mean, it should have been a little higher. Minus 1, 1. Would you like to do another one of these, or do we feel ready? All right, you've got your next 4 problems to do, or you could keep going with your elimination.
Is this the last topic of the day?
You second to last. The last topic is also easy and pretty fun.
Longer, we should say.
Not too bad, maybe a little longer. Has to do with graph and calculator. Remember when we did stat edit and we put the numbers in? Oh good, maybe you'll find it hard. Okay, come back to us in a little bit. We're working on that worksheet.
Why don't we just talk about it?
Because then I'd have to put it together in Final Cut and then export it.
So this is just all live roll.
Yeah, it's all just live and they can fast forward. It's way faster for me to just put the quality at 720, then it's a small file. And then I export just the one video right up to YouTube. I'm a young and hip teacher. I'm hip on the tube. Alexa, set timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, starting now.
Oh, you wanna see my brother person? Oh, you good?
Number 6, why should we?
That's what I literally just told him, that's so weird.
He might lose it.
On 6, why should we negative 3?
Yeah, you got really.
Oh, because mine is 2 here. From here. Thank you.
Oh, I remember.
That's kind of sciencey.
Let's see.
Alexa, how many minutes left?
You have less than 10 seconds left on the 2-minute timer.
Do you have an Alexa at your house?
I do.
Alexa, cancel timer. See if she did it.
There are no timers set.
Alexa, off.
Oh, straight line in my face.
Alexa, hush.
Listen, do what you're told.
Okay, come back. We're on our last topic. Here we go. All right, last topic, positive and negative correlations. We have talked about this before, and it's pretty darn obvious. But if you have some data and you have a line of best fit and the data is really close to it, you would call that a strong relationship. If you have a line of best fit and your points are fairly close but not super close, you could call that weak. If the points are, like, you can see the trend but they're not hugging the line, you would call that moderate correlation. If your slope is positive, it would be a positive correlation. If it's a negative slope, it'd be a negative. So we can call something strong and positive, weak and positive, strong and negative. We could even say that something has no correlation. This is pretty self-explanatory, right? We feel like we know to say something strong versus weak. We know what positive versus negative. All right, so we are going to do something in our graphing calculator right now, so make sure everyone has that out. Everyone has to be with me or else you're not gonna get any of these problems right. Okay, first thing we need to do is alter our calculator, so everyone's listening. Press the blue button, please. Okay, and then, we're waiting for Bryce maybe.
No, you're waiting for me. I know.
Yes.
Quick weather update. Is it raining outside?
Snowish, sleety. Okay, we've all pressed the blue button, and now we're gonna press catalog, which is where the 0 is. Okay, again, all I've done is press the blue button and then the catalog.
It's written a lot of words.
I want you to scroll all the way down to diagnostics on. Okay, so you're scrolling to diagnostic on, and then you're pressing enter.
Oh, I should have not done that.
I'm in like the Z section.
Press enter, and then press enter one more time, and it's told you that it's done it. Okay, I'm gonna do that one more time. You press the blue button,
Not there, that's C.
then you press 0 for catalog, then you scroll down all the way to the D's for diagnostic.
Nobody press up. It takes you to the very bottom.
Yeah, I did that. Diagnostic on, press enter one more time.
Wait, just give me like.
We gotta do the steps.
No, you don't.
Oh.
I was just showing that again. Alright, next thing that we're gonna do
Yeah,
is
you gotta do it.
we're gonna put in our data, and everyone should remember how to do this. We click on stat for statistics. Okay, we're putting stat in, and then do you remember what we press here?
Calc.
That's
Edit.
yeah, we gotta edit first and then we go over to calc here, correct. So press edit first.
What if there's stuff around?
Okay, there's two options if there's stuff here. You can just press the delete button on all of these,
Fantastic, yeah.
or you can scroll up to one of the titles like this, scroll up to L1 and press clear, and then enter. Or you can just go to each individual thing and press delete,
Or just hold delete, it goes through.
okay? Alright, I'd like you to put the following data in. X will be your L1, your first list, and then Y will be your second list. And then after you're done, I'll tell you what to do next.
Have you ever taught anything other than math? Like, well, like a major class, like,
Ethics.
right, I agree with that actually.
I taught career choices.
Oh,
Samesies.
yeah. And
I
then
really-
you want us to go to L2 and put in Y.
Yes, please. I really want to teach a slam poetry class.
Slam poetry, like where you slam people with poetry?
It's almost like a dramatic reading of
Yeah, that's totally.
spoken word. It's like rapping, pretty much.
Oh my god, why do you want to?
Pretty much a rapper.
I hate poetry.
I like it.
I think it was like the Vikings, they used to have this thing where it was kinda like slam poetry. But
Huh.
like freestyle slam
Oh my
poetry,
God,
and whoever
yes, thank you.
lost it would get executed, but.
Oh, well that escalated
Yeah.
fast.
Hey, it's the Vikings, what do you expect?
One of my favorite slam poems is about the Vikings. I'll show you one of my favorite
Hey,
slam
you are
poems.
right.
You should wrap it for
It's
us.
what they did to get me too.
I have one almost memorized
Can you please do it?
At the podium.
at the podium. I'd have to prepare for it.
No, just do it.
I'm not ready for it. I might be able to print it out and do it for you.
Yes.
What's it called?
What teachers make.
Money mark?
Yep. Okay, you guys ready for the next step?
$62,000.
Nope, going back. Here I go. I was distracting all of you.
My calculator was having issues.
No worries. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go back. And now we're gonna go into stat calc, just like you told me to do before. So we're clicking back on stat. And now we're gonna go back to calc. If you saw the graph before, it was in the shape of a line. So we're not gonna do quadratic regressions because it's a line. So go ahead and go down to number 4.
Linear.
Yep, linear means lines. We're gonna press enter on that. Keep pressing enter until you go down. And because we turned diagnostics on, we got a lot more information.
Lovely.
Okay, so did everyone else get what I got, or did I put my data in wrong? Go me.
I got the same.
Nice. Alright, so our answer temporarily is gonna be y equals mx plus b, or ax plus b. So we're gonna have negative 1.1x plus 14.08. And I do want you to write down the very last number, which is r. R equals a negative 0.93. That's gonna tell us how correlated the data is. The closer to 1 that is, the more tightly correlated the data is to that line of best fit. Okay, so now we have to go back and answer one half of the question that we haven't. Oh, well, that was bad timing. Let me push that up a little bit. Okay, sorry, thanks for your patience.
Running out, Sorensen.
Oh, I know. Alright, so there's our equation right here. We're done half the problem. And then this question says, comment on the strength and the direction of the linear relationship. First of all, we've got a negative correlation, which means it's going down. So we have to state that the correlation is a negative correlation, which means as one thing goes up, the other thing goes down. And then we have to choose between weak moderate, or strong. So this negative 0.93, you can think of it as just a 0.93 if you want. And this is a little too small. Let me write this up bigger for you. If you have an R that is less than 0.19, that is considered weak. If you have an R that is greater than a 0.6, that is considered strong. Anything in the middle of that is considered moderate.
So we're greater.
Yeah, so because, and again, you're ignoring the negative because the negative is telling you that it's a negative correlation. So really we're saying 0.93, is that gonna give us a weak, moderate, or strong correlation? Strong. Shall we do one more? I think so, because that was a lot, and it's easy once we do the next one. All right, one more, and then I'll let you loose. All right, so this is gonna be our X value, and this is gonna be our Y. This is basically a spring. If we're gonna put weight on the spring and see how far it gets pulled down. We're gonna try to see the correlation. You would think the more weight we add, the longer that this spring gets. So these are gonna be my X values. Go ahead and go into stat edit and change your values to this. Again, you're pressing delete to get rid of them. We're going clear enter on the very top.
You spent a lot of time learning about calculators.
I know.
Then stat, calc,
And then linear regression, yep.
calculator. Okay.
You're beating me.
And here we have a polygon.
Yes, we do. As you add more weight, your string gets longer. And I got a R equals 0.989, which means this is gonna be strong and positive. Yep, doesn't matter the order that you say that. And congratulations, we are done with the material for Math 152. Crowd goes wild.
Yay.
Okay, so again, you went stat edit to put the data in, and then you go stat calc, and you go down to linear regression to get this information. Because it's a 0.98, because it's greater than 0.6. Let's see if the person here can see that.
Great class today, so I'm.
Thank you. I'm really glad. I can't tell if you're telling me the truth or not.
No,
Then we're going. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and comment below.